And we too were fallen. In our fallen nature, we did not like Christ, did we? No, we were against God. We were haters of God. The sinful mind is hostile to God. And Romans 5:10 says, for when we were God's enemies, we were enemies of God, He reconciled us through the death of His Son. We were enemies. So the fallen man, his nature, he cannot come to God. So the unbelievers will follow their own lustful passions, and they have all the physical things to raise a hand and come forward. They get all that ability. Yet they are dead in sin. The defect is not in the body but in the spirit. So Spurgeon gives another example. He gives an example of a lion and a sheep. The lion has legs, so does the sheep. The lion has a mouth, so does the sheep. The lion has ears, so does the sheep. Physically, they both can walk, they both can eat, but the lion will not eat grass because it's nature not to eat grass. So the problem is in the nature. In the same way, natural man is corrupted. So, you can talk to the natural man, all the beauties of this world and everything, and they will say, wow, this is great. But talk to him about the beauty of Christ. That's boring to him. So, because 1 Corinthians 2:14 says, for they are the fallen man cannot receive the things of the Spirit because they are foolishness to him. They are spiritually discerned. So, we cannot come on our own power. Now, one more thing. God is not going to force anybody. For instance, God is not going to force against any man's will to draw people to Him. No man is going to be forced or compelled against his will. No man is going to heaven by kicking and saying, no, I don't want to go to heaven. And he's struggling, saying, no. Nobody is going to go to heaven like that. God is not going to force people to against their will or against their inclinations. And Christ is not going to save anyone against their will. But how does then Father, the question is, then how does then the Father draws men to Him if they are against God? As I said, God is not going to force against their will. This is the power of God. When God will turn man's will in its opposite direction. That's the power of God. If your will is against God, you're slave to sin, and you're enemies of God, haters of God, ungodly, you don't want to come to God, but God, in His mighty, mighty power, He can come, the Holy Spirit can come and turn your will that is against God to God. That is only by the power of God. Then man can say, I chose God because He chose me first. I love God because He loved me first. So, we thought that we were saved by our own will. No. We are saved by Christ alone, by God's work alone, apart from any will. 11 o'clock. Anybody wants a little break, or you want me to continue? Until 12? Yes. Okay, I think I got to take my tie off and everything. Getting hot here. The heat is on. I always tell that in the Philippines, there are 3 seasons. Hot, hotter, and hottest. So, we were praying for a beautiful day that the Lord we had a lot of rain. And we were praying that the Lord will give us a beautiful sunny day, and the Lord provided us good weather. Amen. Thank God for that you were able to come. So, it's 1 minute 20 years, so I got to feel comfortable a little bit, right? Okay.